My God, from a 10-inch that size.
I was just thinking that sounds like it's a big cabinet. Like that's actually
flipping it.
So, on today's episode,
we are looking at whether this is the most underrated amp of all time and why I went on the hunt for one big time and got it.
It's been my favourite amp growing up, my childhood favourite amp.
The Fender Super Champ.
And not just any Super Champ, this is the 1980s Paul Rivera made Super Champ. So
basically it's a pocket rocket and loads of people have never heard of it.
Also work out why you paid.
Shut up. Bloop that bit out.
So yeah, let's go.
That'll do, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, so that opening tone just there is probably my favourite setting on this amp, and it sort of leads into why it's been my favourite amp since being a kid, because in fact before we get into that, it's probably good to talk about the history of the amp and also the history behind this particular Super Champ that I've got with me today.
Yep.
Because it belongs to my dear stepdad, Mark, who had it around the house as I was growing up. So you might say I'm privileged, but it wasn't actually the case, because Mark, believe it or not, went into like a pawn shop, picked up this bad boy for £40, which, you know, if you look on the used market today, which we'll get into in a minute,
God.
Paul has done that. You can't get one for anywhere close to that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was in an era where those kind of amps weren't really hitting the markets that great, and people wanted sort of more powerful amps and then modelling amps and all that kind of funky stuff. So it kind of just missed its market opportunity in a way, didn't it? Because it's basically a Princeton on steroids. It's an 18 watt, so it's a bit more powerful, but it was very much a low wattage pocket rocket amp to compete with that Mesa Boogie kind of explosion that was happening at the time. And in the lead channel, it is ferocious, which is not really why people, I think that's why they've been missed by so many people, because people just hear the lead channel and it's like, oh Christ, and it's amazing, but...
And also the lead channel doesn't actually have reverb.
Yeah, so it's quite a quirky circuit, it's very much based on the Princeton. It uses the reverb circuit to add the additional gain stage. I think I might be talking rubbish there, but so the reverb doesn't work on the lead channel, which is also a bit of a... but the clean channel, when you get it cranked, oh my God, it's literally Princeton glorious territory.
The amazing thing about it is you can literally get that kind of cranked classic Fender tone, but at bedroom volume, because you can crank the volume, but then roll back the master to compensate, and then it's almost like an attenuation feature on it, but built in. And
this, we should say, is when a lot of people, you know, when Silverface came out and the PCB construction, a lot of people went off Fender. This is when Paul Rivera was asked to look at the designs of the amps. There's a bit of a confused history of whether he was fully in Fender or a consultant or whatever. So it was the Rivera design circuits, and they brought out like the Princeton 2, the Deluxe 2, the Concert.
Harvard Reverb as well.
Yeah, and a lot of solid state amps as well came out with those. So they're a fantastic era, and a little snippet is some of them have an EV speaker rebadged as the 12F or whatever it is, and they're ones to look out for. And some of the Concerts have the EV10s in it as well, which Paul Rivera liked to use as the upgrade speaker. So and you could get a Super Champ with the EV speaker, which we've got one to slap in and see what video coming another time soon.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you actually want to see that, because some of you guys love the speaker stuff and will literally watch it until, you know, the cows come home, and then some of you guys don't. You don't want to know at all. So let us know in the comments if you want to see that.
We're going to give it a go at some point anyway.
Yeah,
And,
just before we play a bit more, it's actually 18 watts.
18 watts, yeah, so it's higher wattage than a normal Princeton, but it is very much based on the Princeton circuit, which is...
It's actually a lot smaller than a Princeton as well. It's actually physically a lot. You could, you know, carry it like a little lunchbox.
Yeah.
Whereas a Princeton is actually, I didn't realise until we got one, bit of a hefty footprint on it.
Yeah, it is, and it's got that's why they use the reverb, or why there's no reverb, because they use a 6C10 valve instead of 2 preamp valves instead, and that's why it hijacks part of the reverb circuit or something crazy like that.
Well,
wizardry.
Talking on the reverb, should we? That's one of my favourite things about this amp. So I might just dial it up and then see. Let's go to
Yeah, it's got a 3-spring Accutronics tray in it, and it is lovely. I really like it.
That reverb makes you play in a certain way, though.
It is a lovely reverb on those. I mean, it's a real tone machine, these amps, because it's got a lot of push-pull pots on it that really let you pop the mid-range, the lead channel.
Actually, the mid. There's a push-pull pot for the mid, and that actually does add such a huge amount of mids. But should we give that a little?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go for it.
I'll do it without quickly.
I mean, that mid push really brings it somewhere else, doesn't it? Should we show what the clean tones you can get? Because you can get a lovely clean reverby.
And in fact, do you want to switch to?
Yeah, right. Lovely. It's Christ, these straps are big old bad boys, aren't they?
They are.
I feel like I've been hugged by a gorilla.
By the way, if you like the straps, we do now sell them.
Cool.
So you want about the volume back and master up a bit to, like I showed you before.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the most beautiful clean tones. That was with the volume rolled back and the master up. So you're not getting my favourite settings of the crunchy bedroom kind of volume, but
I like the almost breaking up kind. When you get into that bit again, it just makes you play different, doesn't it? A bit more.
It's a bit ratty, that, isn't it? I feel like that's what you're describing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you like it there. Not quite on 10, but 7.
Yeah. Lush.
That's beautiful. Right, so let's crank it up to 10, technically. Yep. I'm going to pull out the lead channel. To me, it sounds a bit like the saturation of a fuzz face. You know, when you've got both knobs sort of...
Try the... That'll do, wouldn't it?
I love that. I mean, would you use that channel?
Do you know what? Because we think my one needs a little bit of TLC doing to it, but I would use that. But I think I would normally always go for the clean channel and just crank the gain on that, because I just love that valve breaking up edge, and then probably push it with a aforementioned pedal of some brand.
Well, it's funny you should mention it.
Oh, have we got any?
Yeah. Well, yeah, today we actually do have the RedPrint on the board, which of course it's like a souped up version of the blues print that we make. We've not made too many of these, but we do have them available now. And it's basically like a TS and a BB style circuit on steroids. So you could basically get, if you did use the clean channel, you wouldn't be limited if you had a pedal like this to like crank it into overdrive, because you then don't lose the reverb on the lead channel. Yeah,
I think that's why I would always use the clean, because I just love that reverb. That's why I bought the amp, to be honest. I've got a Marshall JCM 800. If I want crunch all day long, that's the bad boy to go and get it, but your ears will be bleeding. Whereas the 18 watts on this with the master volume, it's happy days, and you can play it at bedroom volumes, but also it's got so much punch to it as well. I love it.
So let's go back to your favourite setting of 7 on the volume. If you don't mind playing that, I'll click on the blues print and see what kind of gain we can get.
Oh, it's a bit too much, isn't it? That's some proper.
Let's back it down.
So that's the TS side. Is that the TS?
Yes.
Oh, I should know, shouldn't I? It's nice you can use the volumes to actually do something. Because a lot of stuff, you back off the volume, it doesn't work with everything that nicely, does it?
And it gets all muffled a lot of the time, doesn't it? But that's very, yeah.
Don't take no prisoners, does it?
No.
You used to want to be hugged by a gorilla, didn't you?
Might see how much gain I can get.
Oh! Oh my God, from a 10-inch that size.
I was just thinking that sounds like it's a big cabinet. Like that's actually...
Because people do say it sounds so much bigger, even though you still get that small speaker sound. It's flipping heck.
That sounds almost as big as the Marshall cabs. So with yours, do you want to talk a bit about the hunt that you went on to get yours?
Yeah, it's all his fault because I really love Princeton's, and I tried one of the hand-wired new ones, and they are bloody lovely, really cool, but they're silly money. But I really wanted a hand-wired, and that's what we've forgotten. These are the last of the hand-wired era Fenders, so if you want, apart from the new ones, which are hand-wired, but they're not quite the same level of sauciness as these. So these are like the end of the proper hand-wired eras. Ideally, I wanted a smaller amp or no bigger than a Princeton, but they don't come up too often. And you'd said, what about a Super Champ? I was like, a what? And then started looking into them. I was like, do you know what? I think you might have it there. Because sometimes you want the Super Champ because it's a nice little amp, but you might want to plug it through something bigger to get more power coming out of it.
I've heard of guys though using these live, rocking up with just that amp, and then once it's mic'd, you're probably going to be okay. I mean, part of the appeal of it is like it's such a nice portable thing. But you are right. The only downside you might get from this kind of amp is the fact that you've got a 10-inch speaker in it.
Yep.
And the bass side of it can get a bit lost. So we can try and rack up the bass, but I don't know if it will do what you might want it to do.
I wonder whether that's why you get the upgrade speaker sometimes, because it's more powerful to push more air out of that smaller speaker, but I might be talking rubbish. But it'd be interesting, another video would be to put this amp through a 12-inch speaker, because that's a Princeton mod a lot of people do, don't they? Change the 10-inch to a 12-inch, and if we just literally because sometimes you want the Super Champ because it's a nice little amp, but you might want to plug it through something bigger to get more power coming out of it.
I've heard of guys though using these live, rocking up with just that amp, and then once it's mic'd, you're probably going to be okay. I mean, part of the appeal of it is like it's such a nice portable thing. Even though it might get a bit flubby or whatever, but
it's quite lovely as well, isn't it?
That bite is so, you just can't get that with a lot of other amps. I think that's cool, mate. Do you want to have a little, should we have a little jam together?
Can do, yeah.
With your one sounding like it is, and
oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Mine sounding amazing.
That's no pedals. I mean, it still sounds flipping good. It's just not getting the breakup like your one gets. But
I mean, to be fair, most people, I reckon if you'd got that and you hadn't had me saying that sounds horrendous, you would have been happy with it. Do you think?
But now I've heard your one and I want.
Yes, you wanted.
Well, I could probably, it's funny how you've got all the pedals, but I imagine just giving it a bit of a lift with a pedal would get similar territory. But we are going to fluff about with valves after this, aren't we, to see if there's something silly with valves going. Will you play something really simple?
Yeah.
And I'll play some more simple stuff, because that's my limit. do, isn't it?
Yeah.